Welcome to our short tutorial for the embroidery chain stitch. Take the fabric that you'll be embroidering and mark out the shape that you would like to stitch with your chalk or fabric marker. For this demonstration, I'll be doing a simple circle. I've chosen to use an orange merino thread with all 6 strands, and I'll be using a number 20 chenille needle with the sharp end. First, we want to thread our needle. Then we make a small knot in the end. For this stitch, I want to use a single strand, so I let the end with the knot hang longer than the other end. Let's begin. We'll start our stitch from the back of our fabric, and because I'm doing a circle, it doesn't matter where I'll be starting on my circle. Push your needle through the front of the fabric, pulling the thread through as far as it will come, and hold the thread to one side with your thumb. I do this with my left as I'm sewing right-handed, and for left-handed sewers you'll hold the thread to the side with your right hand. Next, you'll make the stitch by putting the needle back through the point where the thread first came out of the fabric. This is the point where we decide how long we want our stitches to be. I want to make my stitches about 1/2 centimetre long, so I bring the point of the needle back out of the fabric 1/2 centimetre further down my line. If you'd like a longer stitch, then you bring the point of your needle out further down still. Or if you want shorter stitches, then you bring the point of your needle out much closer to the original point of entrance of your stitch. Push the needle all the way through the fabric, pulling the thread until the bit you are holding underneath your thumb becomes taut. Release your thumb and carefully pull the remaining loose bit of thread until you can see that it loops around the point when your needle last exited the fabric. And you've made your first chain. Hold the thread to one side once more with your thumb, and with the needle, go back into the fabric where the end of the last stitch ends. Bring the point of the needle back out 1/2 centimetre down your line again, or whatever length of stitch you've chosen, and pull the thread until it's again taut under your thumb, before finally releasing your thumb and pulling the remainder of the thread through. We repeat this many times until you've reached the end of your desired line or design, and then you will have completed what looks like a chain. When you've made your last chain, we want to close off our stitch by making a small stitch over the top end of the final loop. It makes our closing stitch look less obvious and allows us to finish with our thread at the back of our fabric so that we can secure the end of the thread. You can choose to tie a small knot in the thread that's close to the fabric, or you can weave 2 to 3 centimeters of the thread behind the stitches that you've made. As you can see here, I'm choosing to weave mine as I prefer not to have lots of knots sitting at the back of my fabric. there we have it, an embroidered chain stitch. Give it a try and share with us how it turns out.